Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
We're just a couple of kooky, crazy kids in love. They love doing some reaction videos together.
Yes, we do.
So this is which link is the strongest, ranking the links from
Got you.
Legend of Zelda by Zeltik. And this is one of our polls over on Patreon for a random reaction. And yeah, we do not know much about Legend of Zelda. So we're trying to get, some education here. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are on our list to get to at some point. They've been on some polls here on YouTube for our members, and lost out to Red Dead Redemption and then Witcher 3. So we'll see. Maybe the next poll will be Breath of the Wild. Yeah. But let's get to this.
Let's do it.
Real quick, I want to start doing giveaways on the channel. As a small one to start, I'm giving away a Breath of the Wild DX Link figure. There's a link in the description. What would the Zelda series be without its hero? The boy in green, the wielder of the sword that seals the darkness, bearer of the Triforce of Courage, Link. Link throughout the series has taken on some pretty formidable enemies. Vati, the evil wind mage. Yuga, Lorel's maniacal sorcerer.
Oh, throw it down!
Shadow Mario to make a paintbrush look threatening. And of course, Ganon, the eternal plague on Hyrule and Link's true nemesis. But while Link has faced and defeated all manner of evil over the course of 33 years of the Zelda series, it's not always the same hero. We've actually played as 12 different incarnations of Link. Different people, each with the spirit of the hero, sent by the goddesses to help Hyrule in its time of need. But which Link is strongest? At the peak of their strength, with all items and abilities included, which Link is the most powerful hero in the series? Before we start, you can probably tell by the length of this video that it took an insane amount of effort, so a like would be so appreciated, or subscribe if you haven't for more Zelda content. With that aside, grab a snack or something and let's put the links to the test. So we've got 12 links here, in chronological order: the hero of the skies from Skyward Sword, the hero of the Minish from Minish Cap, the hero of the Four Sword from Four Swords, the hero of Time from Ocarina of Time, and then in the Downfall timeline, the hero of Legend from A Link to the Past, the Oracle Games and Link's Awakening, the new hero of Hyrule from A Link Between Worlds and Triforce Heroes, and the hero of Hyrule from Zelda 1 and Adventure of Link.
Yeah.
Then in the child timeline, the hero of Twilight from Twilight Princess and the hero of Light from Four Swords Adventures, and finally the adult timeline with the hero of Winds from the Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass,
Thank God there's
and
not
the
a quiz
hero
on
of
this
Spirits from Spirit Tracks, and then at the end of everything we've got the hero of the Wild from Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
So here are the competitors, let's see which one's best. Obviously, although each Link is an entirely different person from one another, they're all incarnations of the hero, that only differ in things like looks, age, and the items they have at their disposal. So let's break down what makes each Link different from one another and rank them on the following categories. Physical attributes. This means a Link's age, size, endurance, etc.
Matters.
For example, Twilight Princess Link is a farmer in his late teens, meaning he's likely to be far stronger and have better stamina than, say, the hero of Winds, who's just a kid from an island. Next up, item arsenal. Link's famous for it. In every Zelda game, he collects and uses a whole army's worth of weaponry and tools. We'll only look at items that are somehow usable in combat here, so no Gust Bellows or Zora Flippers. Another thing to note is I'll allow all Links access to all items they've ever obtained, meaning the hero of Time can use items from both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. The third category we'll use to rank the Links is skill, which means how good they are with the sword or the bow, or whether they have any Knights training, for example. So Breath of the Wild's Link, as Zelda's chosen knight, would have a solid advantage in this area over other Links. And finally, experience. How many adventures has this Link been on? How many monsters fought and beaten? And how powerful were the villains slain by this hero?
I mean, imagine Breath of the Wild is probably the strongest Link.
Just as much as how physically strong a Link is. So here are our categories on which we're going to rank the Links.
I respect all the work that
items,
yeah,
for this, all the research and everything.
Let's
and going behind the reasoning and everything.
See which hero is the strongest. First off, in our little Link
Yeah.
ranking, the locomotive
She's so cute to
legend,
look so
the
fierce.
hero of spirits. This Link lives in New Hyrule, a young engineer's apprentice who lives with Nico. Over his adventure, he defeats Chancellor Cole and ultimately Maladus, the Demon King. In terms of physical attributes, this Link ranks quite lowly. I mean, he's a kid, seemingly around a similar age to the Hero of Winds. We never see any particularly impressive feats of strength from him though, but his background as an apprentice engineer makes him probably slightly stronger than an average child, but still a lot weaker than other older Links. In terms of his item arsenal too, this Link really struggles.
Oof.
He wields the Locomo
Ouch.
sword, which is vastly inferior to some other Link swords like the Master Sword, and he has the Shield of Antiquity, which is the same shield used by the Hero of Winds in Phantom Hourglass, though it can't be upgraded in this game. He can use the basic boomerang, a whip, up to 30 bombs, and a bow with up to 50 arrows, the Sand Wand, the Spirit Flute, and the Bow of Light, although it's pretty weak in this game, no stronger than a bomb and only twice as strong as a normal arrow.
Sounds like a lot
the
still.
Hero
You have
of
30
Spirits
bombs.
actually isn't too bad. He
Yeah.
can use swordsman scrolls in the game, which allow him to shoot sword beams out of the Locomo sword when at full health, as well as use the Great Spin Attack, but otherwise nothing else. Experience-wise, yet again, this guy really doesn't have much going for him. Spirit Tracks is his only adventure, during which he travels across New Hyrule, taking on Chancellor Cole and Maladus. Maladus is a powerful
does he rank,
villain,
like 8
but
out of
doesn't
40?
really hold a candle to some of the other villains in the series.
Look, I'm trying to think. I think each one of the bars is 10.
Okay.
So I try to count how many bars he
Moving
had.
upwards, we've got the hero of the Four Sword from, well,
The Four
Four
Sword.
Swords. While he's technically just one hero, this Link is famous for his ability to use the Four Sword to split into 4 copies of himself: green, red, blue, and purple Link.
Okay.
Over the course of his adventure, these 4 Links defeat Vati, who had been sealed in the Four Sword by the hero of the Minish during the Minish Cap. First off, physical attributes. Most of this Link's power comes from the fact he can split himself into 4, but as a single hero, he's really not any more powerful than the Hero of Spirits, still just a young kid. We don't know anything about his past, but we don't see any particularly impressive feats of strength, so we can just put him around the same as the Hero of Spirits. However, this Link does have a better item arsenal. Of course, the Four Sword is an incredibly powerful legendary blade, far superior to the Locomo sword, and its
Oh, wow.
ability to split him into 4 makes him physically quite powerful. It
Pretty good item
augments his
arsenal.
physical attributes, multiplying them by 4 times, as there's
Ooh.
4 of him. In Four Swords, all Links share the same heart containers, however, meaning damaging one clone will harm all 4. He can use the bombs, basic boomerang, bow, the Nat Hat, which allows him to become tiny, the magnetic
That's gotta be pretty fun,
glove, the
gameplay-wise.
Chain Chomp, which is a volatile but powerful item that damages not only enemies but also other Links. He also has even more items which augment his physical attributes, such as the Pegasus Boots, which grant him incredible speed, and the Rocks Cape, which allows him to jump, an ability which few Links possess. However, each Link clone can only use one item at a time. Overall, this Link's
Oh,
arsenal
no!
is versatile and powerful, with the Four Sword, Rocks Cape, and Pegasus Boots giving him the ability to jump, incredible speed, and the strength of 4 Links. In terms of skill though, this Link falls behind a bit. They don't learn any special abilities, and having 4 Links doesn't make the original any more skilled with a sword or a bow. He can just use basic Link skills like the spin attack, but other than that it's just the basic horizontal swipe. Experience too he struggles in. He only has one adventure, which is one of the shortest in the series, and only faces Vati, who's an admittedly powerful villain, but less so than others in the series.
So almost double the other guy though. I think it was
Next
like
up,
15
the
out of 40.
first Link chronologically in the Zelda timeline, the Hero of the Skies. This hero was born on Skyloft, ages after the first war against Demise. At the start of his adventure, he's a young adult. He's physically very fit and is a student at the Knight Academy. He can also climb, which is something that few Links can, and sprint, albeit both at the cost of stamina.
Didn't realize
Link in this game is physically
Most
very
Links can't climb?
powerful. Without any
Yeah, me
strength
neither.
boosting items, we see him perform feats like lift and use the giant swords of Koloktos during its boss battle, or shield bash blows from Demise. In terms of items, Skyward Sword has a decent arsenal at his disposal. With the true Master Sword and Hylian Shield, he's got the most powerful sword and shield we've seen so far in this little list, a heavy-duty tunic which includes chainmail for added protection, the Fire Shield earrings which protect him from extreme heat and some fire attacks, The bow,
Those are
which
handy
can be
dandy.
upgraded to the powerful sacred bow with a quiver
Yeah.
that holds up to 50 arrows, the double claw shots, a bomb bag with up to 40 bombs, and the whip. This Link is pretty well kitted out. This Link also ranks pretty solidly with his skills. He's trained by Aegis at the Knight Academy and can use techniques such as the spin attack, shield bash, and fatal blow, and he's able to hold his
It doesn't
ground in
look
a
like spin attack,
straight up
it just looks like he
sword
jumped
fight with
into.
both Dawn and Demise. He can also use techniques like the Skyward Strike, as well as conducting lightning through his sword. And finally, in terms of experience, the hero of the skies suffers in that Skyward Sword is his only adventure. Despite this though, he's shown to be very intelligent with a perfectly balanced heart, evidenced by him being able to wish upon the Triforce without it separating, and the fact that after the game he founded Hyrule alongside the princess. This Link also stood toe to toe with Demise, the literal source of all evil in the Zelda universe, defeating him in single combat, so major points for that.
I believe he had 19.
Alright, next up, the third hero to wield the Four Sword canonically, the Hero of Light from Four Swords Adventures. Again, there's nothing particularly impressive about this Link's physical attributes, similar to the Heroes of Spirits and the Four Sword. Item-wise though, he actually has an insanely powerful arsenal. Like before,
Oh,
he
wow.
wields the
Okay.
Four Sword, allowing him to split into 4 copies, thus multiplying his physical advantages by 4 times, and these ones don't share heart containers like last time, making him more durable. He also has use of the blue bracelet, though it's a temporary item, as well as the bombs, boomerang, bow, fire rod, and hammer. They can use the power bracelets too, which augment their physical strength, though again it's just a temporary item. Like the hero of the Minish, this Link can use the Pegasus boots to grant incredible speed, and the Roc's feather to jump, further augmenting his physical attributes. Both can actually be upgraded during the game, allowing Link to jump over large gaps with the boots, and double jump with the feather. But unlike his
Pegasus boots
item
sounds like
arsenal,
something I've
his
got it
skills
for.
aren't anything
Yeah.
particularly impressive. He lacks the options for different sword strikes and bow aiming that the Hero of the Skies has, and doesn't learn hidden technique, instead just performing basic moves.
four
Experience-wise
in that
though, this
one.
Link actually isn't too bad. While Four Swords Adventures is his only game,
round
he
to 20.
defeats not only the Wind Mage Vati completely,
Math.
but also defeats the King of Darkness Ganon, sealing him in the Four Sword. Next up, the hero of the Minish, the young Link who
Another
saved
tiny one.
Hyrule from
'Cause he's
Vati's
mini.
wrath for the first time.
Diminish.
The hero of the skies or the hero of Twilight, this Link is physically a lot weaker. Although he's an apprentice blacksmith, he's one of the youngest Links, similar in age to the hero of spirits or the Four Sword. What he lacks in physical attributes though,
Arsenal.
this Link more than makes up for with his item arsenal. While he lacks the Master Sword and Hylian Shield, instead having the slightly inferior Four Sword and Mirror Shield, this Link can use the magical boomerang, up to 99
he just
bombs, the
fighting?
bow with 99 regular
know.
arrows, including the sacred light arrows.
He's gotta be good at
And
combat.
similar to the
Ooh,
hero
okay,
with
there
the
we go.
Four Sword, this
You got a
hero can
boost.
split into 4 copies of himself. Though they can't act independently of one another, they can combine to give this Link
I see
4
those lava
times his
things.
normal strength,
And I have a song
allowing
from
him
Mario
to push
Yeah,
large
for
objects
sure.
he normally wouldn't be able to. Like with Four Swords, these 4 Links all use the same heart containers, and if you move into a wall, the clones vanish. He also has access to the Roc's cape, which allows him to jump, and the Pegasus boots, which allow him to run at superhuman speeds. Like other Links, these two alter his physical attributes. While he himself is physically weak and less athletic than the Hero of the Skies, these
What'd
two
that turtle
items
do to
allow
you?
him to move quicker and with more agility. In terms
what I
of
was planning on
skills,
doing.
this hero shines. While he's not trained at a Knight's Academy, instead just an apprentice blacksmith, throughout the game he can learn from the Tiger Scrolls taught by the Blade Brothers. Through this training, he's able to learn the spin attack, sword beam, dash attack, peril beam, rock breaker, roll attack, down thrust, and the great spin attack techniques, putting him as easily one of the most skilled Links when it comes to swordplay.
But not
In
much experience.
though, this Link isn't too great. While he saves Hyrule from Vati, travelling through the land as both a full-sized hero and a minute Picori, the Minish Cap is his only adventure, giving him a disadvantage when it comes to experience. The adventure is a lot larger in scope though than Four Swords, giving him a slight edge, but Vati is a far weaker villain than Ganondorf or Demise. Alright, next up, a fan favourite, the teenage hero of Twilight from Twilight Princess. First off, physical attributes, and man, this Link was actually a complete beast. He's one of the oldest Links we've seen, giving him a strong physical advantage over most others, being a late teenage farmer. He's lean and muscular, and one thing to note is that without any items to increase his physical attributes like the power bracelets, this Link was able to wrestle Ordonian goats, Gorons, and even challenge the strength of Phyrus. Hell, in the duel versus Ganondorf, we can see this Link push back the King of Evil, who wields the Triforce of Power in a sword lock. In terms of raw physical strength, this Link is an absolute beast, and no other hero comes close. However, this absolute monster of a hero is let down by his item arsenal. While varied and useful, he lacks the insanely powerful items that other Links bring to the table. He doesn't have the Pegasus boots for speed, or an item to augment his already incredible strength, meaning he actually ends up weaker than Links who do have items like the power bracelets. The hero of Twilight can use the ball and chain, again just due to his incredible physical strength, up to 60 regular bombs, the bow with 100 arrows, the double claw shots, the gale boomerang, and the Hawkeye, which allows him to aim his bow with pinpoint accuracy. And he wields the Master Sword and Hylian Shield. One interesting item the hero of Twilight can use is the Magic Armor, which when worn makes him completely invulnerable to all attacks. Instead of draining hearts, you lose rupees when hit. This item is ridiculously powerful, and in the HD remake, you can have up to 9,999 rupees, meaning the hero of Twilight can be invulnerable for quite a long time. However, even when not being hit, the armor drains your rupees at a rate of 2 per second, meaning that he can't remain invincible indefinitely. This limits this item from being instantly one of the best in the series. Skills-wise, the hero of Twilight is also no slouch. The hero's shade trains Link personally, the only time a previous hero has passed on his knowledge to his successor. Through the hero's shade, the hero of Twilight can learn the ending blow, shield attack, back slice, helm splitter, mortal draw, jump strike,
Hell splitter, like that.
Spin,
like that name too.
easily making him one of the greatest swordsmen among the Links. And finally, experience. Twilight Princess was obviously this hero's first and only adventure, though it is long and arduous, and he defeats not only Zant but Ganondorf, killing him for good with the Master Sword. The original hero from the very first 2 Zelda games, the hero of Hyrule.
Cool.
This Link defeated Ganon in Zelda 1, as well as prevented his resurrection and woke the sleeping Princess Zelda in Adventure of Link. Physically, he's nothing particularly special, although he's stronger than most child Links as a result of him being a young adult in Zelda 2, and can jump in that game, making him both more physically powerful and agile than most Links.
Yeah, he stopped it though.
Through both Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 means that this Link's kitted out heavily. He wields the Magical Sword, which is the most powerful sword in games that don't feature the Master Sword. He has the magical boomerang, bombs, bow along with the silver arrows which are twice as powerful as normal ones and can kill Ganon, the magical rod which can shoot fire, the blue ring which halves damage taken, the red ring which doubles damage output, the power bracelet which increases his physical strength and allows him to move heavy rocks, and the handy glove which allows him to crush stone blocks with his sword. He also has access to powerful spells like Jump, increasing his agility, Shield, increasing his durability, the ability to turn into a fairy, shoot fireballs, reflect projectiles, and most powerful of all, summon a thunderstorm that heavily damages all enemies on screen. Skills-wise, this Link is slightly superior to most others. In Zelda 1, he can only slash his sword and shoot sword beams, but in Zelda 2 he can perform multiple techniques like the downward thrust and jump thrust. And obviously, being in 2 games, the hero of Hyrule is more experienced than many other Links. He faced and defeated Ganon in single combat, as well as defeating the Thunderbird and his own shadow in order to obtain the Triforce of Courage. Next, we've got a fan favourite, of the Wild.
I thought he would have been the best.
After a century of healing in the Shrine of Resurrection, this hero took on the Calamity Ganon amidst the ruins of the Kingdom of Hyrule, finally freeing it from the perils of the Great Calamity.
Imagine his kit would have been crazy and
Physically,
experience.
this Link is tough. He's one of the oldest Links we've played as, a young adult, and he's in strong physical shape, able to climb mountains, to sprint, to hold himself aloft on a paraglider, and even to parry powerful attacks or the charge of a Lynel. This Link is physically in incredible shape, one of the strongest in the series with ease. His item arsenal is also one of the strongest we've seen yet. Breath of the Wild obviously went away with the classic Zelda item progression, meaning there's no hook shots from dungeons, bomb bags, or the hero's bow. Instead, he relies on what he finds in the wild, collected from ancient chests, ruins, or stolen from slain enemies. The most powerful sword, not in damage output but lore-wise, is of course the Master Sword, which this Link can upgrade through the Trial of the Sword in order to unlock its true power. He can use the Hylian Shield, which, while breakable, takes an insane 19 Guardian laser blasts before shattering. And of course he has the Sheikah Slate, a multi-tool which can spawn bombs, freeze bodies of water,
Guys, hold that bomb.
act as an electromagnet,
I got
freeze
a bomb.
objects
Yep.
and even enemies in time, even spawn a motorbike. It's one of the most powerful Zelda items ever, even just stasis itself being horrifyingly strong. In addition to these, he's granted
freezing your
champions
opponent.
abilities,
Always good.
powers from each of the 4 Hylian champions. The power of a defensive counterattack from Daruk, making him invulnerable for up to 3 hits, the power to summon a thunderstorm from Urbosa, the power to revive from death from Mipha, and the power to leap into the skies on a tornado from Rivali. He also obtains the Bow of Light during the final battle, which is one of the most powerful bows we've seen in the series yet, and in addition to this he can use Ancient Arrows, which are pretty much the most powerful arrows along with Wind Waker's Light Arrows that we've seen. They can one-hit kill any non-boss enemy, consigning them to oblivion.
Oh, sweet.
Overall, this Link has an incredibly unique but solid item arsenal. Oh man, skills. In terms of skills, this is single-handedly the most talented and experienced hero.
Ooh, all but
Ooh,
one.
yeah.
When he was just a boy, this hero managed to pull the Master Sword from its pedestal and slay a
has,
Lynel
what,
in
4
single
fighting
combat.
experience?
He killed a Guardian with only a pot lid and was appointed Zelda's chosen knight, sworn to defend her, which he did against the Yiga, and he killed hordes of Lynels, Moblins and Bokoblins with relative ease with only the Master Sword, no shield. During the Great Calamity, he defended the princess and the people of Hyrule against Guardians, destroying scores of the machines before finally falling. And when he awakens a century later, he's still a beast. He can perform all manner of different sword techniques with all manner of different weaponry, including using bullet time to attack enemies in slow motion or aim a bow with pinpoint accuracy. This Link is by far the single most skilled with a weapon. And finally, experience. Given his past as Zelda's chosen knight, this Link definitely doesn't lack experience, as well as travelling across the entirety of the ruined Hyrule, freeing the land from a century of terror. Breath of the Wild is his only adventure so far though, meaning he falls behind some other Links
No,
with
there's
more
a second
quests
one.
under their belts, but defeating Calamity Ganon and the pure embodiment of hatred and malice, Dark Beast Ganon, makes him more experienced than most. Next we have the saviour of both Hyrule and Lorule, the oddly named new hero of Hyrule from A Link Between Worlds, who defeats both Yuga and Ganon before travelling to Hytopia during Triforce Heroes and defeats Lady Maud. Physically, he's again nothing impressive, a young boy,
Ouch.
so we'll rank him similarly to the hero of the Minish and other
We're
young
getting
Links.
harsher with our critiques as we
However,
go on.
like the
Yeah.
hero of the Minish, this Link is decked to the teeth with a ridiculous arsenal. I'd argue second only to one other Link. We've got not only the Master Sword, but the level 3 Master Sword, tempered twice with Master Ore, upgraded versions of the Bombs, Boomerang, Fire Rod, Hammer, Hookshot, Ice Rod, Sand Rod, Tornado Rod, and Bow. The Hylian Shield, the Red Mail, which reduces all damage taken by 75%, the Titan's Mitt, which grants superhuman
Ooh,
strength,
okay, that boosts his
Pegasus
stats.
Boots, which grants superhuman speed, and the Bow of Light. In addition to all of this, he can use outfits in Triforce Heroes, costumes that empower him with different abilities, such as the Cheetah costume, which allows Link to run quickly, even the Fierce Deity's armor, which doubles his damage output and allows him to shoot sword beams. Of course, it's not the real Fierce Deity, but it's a powerful item regardless. In terms of skills, this Link really doesn't have too much to show, but just performs basic Link techniques like the spin attack and the sword beam, or the dash
have a ton of
attack if he
experience.
runs with the Pegasus boots.
Yeah.
And finally, experience. This Link's been on 2 separate adventures, more than many Links, both A Link Between Worlds and Triforce Heroes. In the former, he defeated not only Yuga but Yu Ganon, a merged monstrosity wielding both the Triforce of Power and the Triforce of Wisdom.
I wonder how this would stack up after Tears of the Kingdom comes out.
Yeah.
Moving on, let's look at the adult timeline with the Wind Waker. The Hero of Winds was born on Outset Island, where he lived in peace until the Helmarok King kidnapped his sister. He wasn't a hero chosen by the gods. This Link forced the gods to choose him. He dragged the Triforce of Courage up from the bottom of the ocean and forged it back together. Physically, the Hero of Winds isn't anything particularly special. He's a young boy who never held a sword before the start of his adventure.
So his sword combat
Despite this
skills
though,
are not
we've
very
seen
high.
him perform some fantastic acrobatic feats, like leaping 10 feet into the air to plunge the Master Sword into Ganondorf's skull, and some feats of strength, like being able to lift and use weapons designed for Darknuts, or swing the massive Skull Hammer. Compared to the Hero of Twilight or the Hero of the Skies, this Link is quite weak, but he's physically more powerful than he should be for a kid of his age. The Hero of Winds can use the Power Bracelets, which grant him superhuman strength, enough to lift and throw stone statues weighing multiple tons. Like the Hero
Okay,
of
there we
Time,
go.
he
That's
wields the
boosted.
Master Sword, though he doesn't have access to the
It's okay,
legendary
Calvin.
Hylian Shield, instead having the Mirror Shield like the
Fell
Hero
into
of
your
the
lap.
Minish.
No.
He can carry up to 99 bombs,
Calm
and
down.
his hero's bow can use regular, fire, and ice arrows, with a quiver holding up to 99 arrows. His bow can also fire the strongest arrows in the series, pure golden dart-like light arrows that instantly annihilate
Whoa.
any non-boss enemy they hit.
Sweet.
These things are godlike.
Yeah.
The Hero of the Winds also has the classic hookshot and boomerang. He has the skull hammer and the magic armor, a mystic protective barrier around him that protects him from any and all damage at the cost of magic or rupees in the HD remake. This is easily one of the most powerful items in the series, even better than its equivalent in the hands of the Hero of Twilight, as it doesn't continuously drain rupees. The Hero of Winds also has the Phantom Hourglass, an item which allows him to survive in the Temple of the Ocean King, but more importantly, temporarily
Keep running.
freeze time with the help of his fairy, Seela. This is an insanely powerful ability, which would absolutely give him an edge against most Links when it came to combat. It doesn't just freeze an enemy like Stasis, or slow time around Link like the Song of Inverted Time, it stops time entirely except for Link. However, since it can only be used during boss battles with the help of Seela, the Spirit of Time and Courage, I won't count it as heavily as I would if he could use it whenever. Another incredibly powerful asset the Hero of Winds has at his disposal is the Spirit Gems, collectible items found across the world of Phantom Hourglass. There are 3 categories: Power, Wisdom, and Courage Gems. When all Power Gems are collected, Link can deal 4 times normal damage with his sword. When all Wisdom Gems collected, Link takes 4 times less damage and has a more powerful shield. And when all Courage Gems are collected, Link can fire sword beams. With all of the Spirit Gems, the Hero of Winds is insanely powerful. In terms of skills, the Wind Waker Link is pretty well rounded. While he's just a boy from Outset Island, he's personally trained by Orca, the village's resident swordmaster. Through Orca, Link learns the various sword slashes, the spin attack, the parry in which he avoids an enemy attack and strikes them from behind, and the hurricane spin. During Phantom Hourglass, with the help of a swordsman scroll, he can also learn the Great Spin Attack. While not as skilled as other Links like the Hero of the Minish, the Hero of Winds is still a force to be reckoned with a sword in hand. And finally, experience. This Link ventures out through sheer will from Outset Island, eventually rebuilding the Triforce of Courage, restoring the Master Sword to its full might, and slaying the King of Evil, Ganondorf, once and for all amidst the sinking kingdom of Hyrule. Later, along with Zelda, he finds himself in the world of the Ocean King, where he defeats the parasitic Bellum during Phantom Hourglass. Having 2 adventures under his belt makes the Hero of Winds a well-experienced Link despite his young age. The Hero of Winds is an absolute monster. Physically, he's nothing special, but he can augment himself with the power bracelets, giving himself superhuman strength. He wields the
So
Master
tiny under
Sword,
there.
he can protect himself with the magic armor, and even stop time completely using the Phantom Hourglass. So that's every Link so far, from the weakest we've seen
never showed
hero
him,
of spirit,
like,
all
The
the way
final
up
bar,
to the
yeah.
incredibly powerful hero of winds. It makes sense that Ganon's failed every time he's tried to seize Hyrule so far, with these absolute monsters defending it. But there are two left, two that are leagues beyond any other Link that I've gone over so far. So let's put these two final Links head to head. The Hero of Time from Ocarina
battle.
of Time and Majora's Mask, and the Hero of Legend from A Link to the Past, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, and Link's Awakening.
These are 3 games, so it's got a
The
lot of
most
experience.
iconic Link in all of the Zelda series is the Hero of Time. Now obviously this Link is sort of two Links. We see and play as him when he's a kid of around 10 years old, as well as a young adult of 17.
Oh, is this like an
I'll still treat him
N64?
as one hero though, as it's the
Has
same
that look,
character,
yeah.
but rank everything when he was at his strongest. In terms of physical attributes, the Hero of Time is pretty tough. At his most physically powerful, this Link was a 17-year-old, tall and muscular, and when he's a child, he's able to perform flips and somersaults with ease. While he's physically fit, we don't see him perform any incredible feats of strength unassisted, so I think it's safe to assume that physically he's a little less powerful than the Hero of the Skies. The Hero of Legend, on the other hand, is slightly weaker physically. He's young, around the same age as the Link from A Link Between Worlds, so he doesn't really rank too highly on this one. But man, both of these heroes have some serious equipment to bring to the table. In the Hero of Time's case, immediately amending the fact that he doesn't perform any feats of strength, we have the Golden Gauntlets, gloves which grant this hero incredible strength.
Yeah.
He's able to lift and throw giant stone pillars with relative
Awesome.
ease. He wields the Master
that
Sword
boosted.
and Hylian
Yep.
Shield, though can also use the mighty Big Goron Sword, and has items like the Long Shot, which is the longest reaching hookshot in this series, the Boomerang, Megaton Hammer, up to 40 bombs, the bow with up to 40 arrows including the Ice, Fire and Light arrows, the Hover Boots, the healing Nehru's Love spell, and the powerful explosive Din's Fire spell. And that's just adult Link in Ocarina of Time. In Majora's Mask, Link has access to the Gilded Sword
Ooh,
and
it's a cool
Great
sword.
Fairy's Sword, though I'd argue that while they deal more damage than it, the Master Sword is still the Hero of Time's most powerful weapon. He also has the use of masks, powerful magic artifacts which either transform him completely or grant him magical abilities. There's the Goron mask which transforms him into a powerful Goron and allows use of the Goron roll, though this is likely less physically strong than the Hero of Time with the Golden Gauntlets. The Deku mask allows him to fly, and the Zora's mask
nice.
throws boomerangs and can swim underwater with ease. The Bunny Hood allows him
Ooh,
to
keep
run at
going.
superhuman speed, similar to the Pegasus boots, and the Giant's
I don't think
mask
anyone's gotten
turns
all the way
him
up to
into a
10.
colossal
Everyone's always 9
titan.
out of 10.
With the masks, the Hero of Time
you're
can
right.
basically augment his physical attributes in whichever ways suit
Beast.
the current situation. And of course, Link's trump card, perhaps the most powerful single item in the Zelda series, the Fierce Deity's mask. Donning this mask grants Link the powers of a dark god. In this form, he takes on the appearance of adult Link but far taller and stronger. He can swing a colossal double helix sword which sends forth powerful blade beams. The mask's description reads, "Could this mask's dark power be as bad as Majora?" This item essentially bestows the power of a god upon the Hero of Time. We only see its powers versus the 5 main bosses in Majora's Mask, though it makes them a breeze. Seeing this mask face Ganon would truly be a fight to behold.
Got a lot of
how
crown
does
makeup.
the Hero of
Hero
Legend
Legend.
manage to respond to that insane item arsenal? Well, he packs just as much of a punch with his gear.
Oh, we got
Oh!
to 10!
Superior
Yeah.
to the Hero of Time in that he wields the Golden Sword, which is the Master Sword that has been upgraded twice. To accompany this, the Mirror Shield in A Link to the Past is a colossal shield that can reflect most projectiles. He also has access to the Big Goron Sword during Oracle of Seasons. He wears the Red Mail, which is far superior to any armour the Hero of Time wears, reducing all damage taken by 75%, and could use the Blue Ring to reduce damage taken by half in Oracle of Ages, or the Red Ring which doubles all damage dealt. In fact, in the Oracle games he can use up to 64 different rings which perform different effects, such as allowing him to punch enemies, become a moblin or a like, perform double spin attacks, or slowly heal himself without the use of items. He has the Pegasus boots, allowing for extreme speed, and the Titan's mitt, power gloves, or power bracelets, allowing him to lift tons of stone with ease or throw gigantic dinosaurs.
Ha!
He can
Wow.
jump with the Rock's
He
feather
threw a bomb
or
on
the
it and then
Rock's
picked it
cape,
up?
granting
I
him
think so,
agility
yeah.
the Hero of Time lacks. He carries a bow which can shoot both regular and silver arrows, which are arrows so powerful they annihilate any non-boss enemy in a single hit, and can damage Ganon. He has the magical boomerang, hook shot, bombs, hammer, fire rod, ice rod, and the Cane of Burner, which when used projects a magical barrier around him similar to the magic armor from the Wind Waker, which makes him invulnerable to any attacks, and damages enemies that are near him at the cost of
Sweet.
magic power.
Stone Star.
The magic cape too makes him completely invincible and invisible, though it uses slightly more magic than the cane. But he's not only immune to all damage when he has magic power, his damage output is godlike. With the Bombos medallion, he can summon explosions all around him, completely incinerating any normal enemies nearby, clearing the screen. With the Ether medallion, he can summon lightning similar to Zelda 2's Thunder Spell, and with the Quake medallion, an earthquake. In terms of equipment, I think the Hero of Legend has the largest and greatest arsenal of any single Link.
10
Perfect.
out of
10 out of 10.
Access to every item
Two.
he's ever owned, and has magic power. He's
Okay.
completely invulnerable to all damage, which even if he did take would be reduced by huge amounts by his armor and rings. He wields a sword 2 levels above even the Master Sword, can create lightning, earthquakes or explosions at will, has superhuman speed, strength and can jump. It's actually insane how powerful this hero is with his full armory. In terms of skills, the Hero of Time's
he's not by
abilities
two already.
are nothing to scoff at. He doesn't learn any skills during his games and can only perform basic Link abilities like the jump attack and spin attack, but the Hero of Time goes on to train his successor, the Hero of Twilight, in the ways of the sword, teaching him abilities such as the Ending Blow, Helm Splitter and Mortal Draw. The Hero of Legend also has his fair share of techniques, however he's not shown to be anywhere near as skilled as the Hero
That's where
of
it starts to
Time.
get even
He can
more.
perform the basic Link moves such as the spin attack, dash attack and sword beam, and some more advanced techniques like hand-to-hand combat, but he falls behind a tad here. And finally, experience. In case you hadn't guessed, the Hero of Time is easily one of the most experienced. He grew up in Kokiri Forest, adventured across Hyrule and saved it from Ganon, defeating the Demon King in single combat before travelling back in time, preventing his rise to power. He then travels to the land of Termina, where he saves its people from Majora's Mask and the Falling Moon before returning to Hyrule. Years later, his spirit teaches the Hero of Twilight in the form of the Hero's Shade. In terms of experience, there really aren't that many links that can compete with the Hero of Time.
Except for.
One of those links is the Hero of
Yep,
Legend.
there you go.
The link has been on
Oh!
the single most amount of adventures
Wow.
of
Damn.
any, with 4 quests under his belt. He's gone toe-to-toe with Ganon, who is
Alright,
wielding the
35,
full
35
might
to
of the
34.
Triforces of Courage, Power and
32.
Wisdom, and emerged victorious. He saved the lands of Labrina and
Okay.
Holodron from Onox and Veron, defeating Twin Rover and preventing the proper resurrection of Ganon, slaying the mindless Demon King in
Andy,
his
3 perfect
second
scores in
Ganon
that.
fight.
Pretty
In
impressive.
addition
Very.
to this, he saved the Windfish from the nightmares. This
The
Link
Yoshi
is
egg.
absolutely the most well-seasoned Link of any, even more so than the Hero of Time. So, which Link is superior? I believe that in the end it all comes down to the Hero of Legend with his incredible item arsenal and the Hero of Time's fierce deity Link form. Link imbued with the power of a dark god. Both of these Links are at their full strength when they have magic power, in that Fierce Deity can shoot powerful sword beams, and the Hero of Legend can call forth explosions, earthquakes, lightning.
Yeah, but you
and
can't
is
always use a
completely
deity mask.
Invincible and invisible.
True.
Without magic power,
So-
they're both still extremely strong though. The Fierce Deity can still use the might of the double helix sword, even with no magic power, and the Hero of Legend can still use the
Really
level
selling that
3
down.
golden master sword with double damage due to rings, one hit kills silver arrows, and is so well armoured that he takes hardly any damage. I think overall it's impossible to truly decide between the two, as we can't put them head to head, but I'd give my vote to the most experienced hero the series has ever seen,
Yeah.
the Hero of Legend from A Link
Based
to
on
the
your
Past,
scoring, he
the
was-
Oracle
he was
games,
top
and
dog.
A Link's Awakening. But
Yep.
that's just my opinion. What do you think?
Very good comprehensive video. Clearly did his research and just presented it in a very engaging and like easy to understand way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, just so much respect for this creator and the video that they put together, because for all the reasons that you just listed, but also the fact that even not having played Zelda,
Yep.
I can follow this and I can be like,
Yep.
yeah, okay, good argument. You're explaining, like, it's not just like, oh, he has the Master Sword, therefore he's the best. But it's like, it's explaining the Master Sword. It's explaining the components of the Master Sword, like the certain gems and whatnot that can be attributed to it that can do more for it. And I also liked how, like, there was the color of what sort of like the basic analysis was.
Yeah.
And then there was the blue color, be like, yeah, but with magic,
Enhanced,
or like with the right crafting or with the right item, like this goes up a lot more.
Yeah, I agree. Neither of us have played, like, I played a Zelda game before. My brothers played Zelda. I don't think they got that into it, but like I played it like once or twice, but like I've never really played like a full Zelda game before. And I still found it really like interesting and engaging, and like that, also took his time with it. Didn't feel like he needed to like speed through all the, analysis of everything, just because he was afraid like of losing people's like attention. I was like, no, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna here are the facts. I appreciated the graphs as well. So just a very well put together video, and like I can't really argue with who he thought was the strongest, but yeah, I thought it was really well done.
I think my experience with Zelda is limited to when I was maybe like 4 or 5 years old. I was given a hand-me-down box of original Nintendo games for the original Nintendo that my parents had gotten me for Christmas that year. And I tried Zelda and I didn't get it. Like, I sucked at it. Basically, my comprehension was, wait, this isn't Mario. Why can't I play this the way I play Mario? I don't understand what's going on. I died a lot, didn't progress very far. So I'll be excited to kind of like re-explore that franchise as an adult when we do eventually play Breath of the Wild, and I imagine like with Tears of the Kingdom right after that. But yeah.
Let us know your thoughts about this down below in the comments, and who you think the strongest Link is. And thanks so much for watching our reaction for Which Link is Strongest by Zeltik. But just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.